Welcome to Different Stroke Facebook exercise class. My name is Taher. I'm a senior neurological physiotherapist. Since till last week I was doing the level 4 classes, but today I'm going to do the level 3 class, and this is just a replacement for Rhiannon because she's off this week and she'll be back next week, so she'll be able to take the classes from next week onwards. So level 3 class is for people who need supervision during the exercises, who can walk with a walking aid like a stick or a frame around, inside the house a few meters. And if you feel you are at that level, you need supervision during exercises, or you need to hold on to a chair during exercises, you are at the right class. But if you feel you can do a little bit more than this, then please look into the level 4 class. Or if you feel you are still not at that level, maybe, and you can't do these activities, maybe you can look at the level 2 class. Okay, brilliant, fantastic. So I've got a bit of a plan today, and we will do some exercises in sitting first, and then we will stand up and do some exercise in standing, holding the chair. Okay, and I'm sure so far you've been working with Matt Brinkley from Brinkley Physical Therapy, and hope you've been enjoying that. So I hope you enjoy this as well today. Great. So the first exercise we'll do in sitting is for your arms, and what we'll do is you hold your affected arm with your non-affected arm, and let's just do some work on straightening your elbows in front of you around your chest. Okay, great. So just go forward and back. If you want, you can always hold on to a weight like a can of beans or something in your hand and use it with the other hand and just go forward and back. But if you don't have great grip, you can always use your other hand to do this. Okay, it is always recommended to even have like a glass of water or something like that in your hand when you do these movements, because it helps with your grip. So we do this for 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one 10. Fantastic, everyone. Brilliant. Okay, now we're going to do, you hold your hands, keep your elbows straight, and we just lift it up as much as you can. So we do that 10 times. Okay, so let's go. 1, lift as much as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to do last one, 10. Great, perfect. Okay, so the next exercise is bending your elbow. So again, if you've got some movement in your arm, you can just take a stick in your hand and do the bending your elbow. Or if you don't have enough grip, or you don't have that movement, you can always hold your other hand and do some bending. Okay, so we're going to do that 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect, fantastic. Okay, so this was the 3 exercises for upper limb. Now we're going to do 1 minute of marching on the spot. Okay, so you just do some marching on the spot, and ready, steady, go. Perfect. Okay, so keep going. If you want, you can hold on to the chair. It's best to sit on a dining table chair because you can work on your sitting balance whilst you do this exercise. If your sitting balance is not great, you can always use a chair with arms of the chair, which has arms of the chair, or you can even sit on a wheelchair. Okay, but if you've got someone around you, it is advisable for this class to have a family member or a carer around you doing these exercises. So if they're around you, you can always challenge yourself, challenge your sitting balance by sitting on a dining table chair which doesn't have arms or something like that, so you can work on your sitting balance. Great, so we're just going to do that, and we're going to do that a few more seconds. Great, perfect, and stop there. Lovely, fantastic, everyone. So we're going to do 10 times of standing up and then sitting down. So if you want, you can always have your quad stick in front of you, or you can have your carers near you, or you can have a frame which you use, or a rotunda, whatever you use. Basically at this level you probably might be using a stick or a frame, so please make sure you've got that available. And what we're going to do is we're going to do standing up 10 times and then sitting back 10 sitting back. Okay, so let's go. Ready, steady, and go. Stand up 1 and sit back down. Perfect. Okay, now when you stand up, I really want you to work on your standing balance, work on your core, getting those bottom forward and getting that nice upright posture. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your feet are a little bit away, probably your hip width apart. Great. 6. We're going to do 4 more. 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, we're going to do 3 exercises for lower limb, and before we do some cardio and some other work. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is straightening your knee. So you straighten your knee. So if you've got enough strength in your quadricep muscles, you can just straighten your knee. If you want help with your other leg, you can always do this. Okay, so go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, so next one we're going to do is taking a side step and then bringing your leg back. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. If you can't bring your leg out, what you could do is put a plastic polythene bag and just slide your leg out and back. Okay, make sure you don't do that. We don't want this. Okay, this is rotation happening around your hip, but what we want is we want the whole leg going in and out. Okay, so you can always use your affected arm to push your leg out and then bring it back in. Okay, this is something else you can try if you are struggling to do this activity. Okay, brilliant. So next one we're going to do is straightening your knee. Bending your knee backwards. Okay, so bend your knee back and bring it forward. Okay, now if you want, what you can do is you can use your other leg to push it backwards, or you can again have that polythene bag under your foot and just help you to slide it forward and back. Okay, now hopefully with the polythene bag, I'm assuming you should be able to slide your leg forward and back. Okay, so let's do that 10 times. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's more about the bending than the straightening. Okay, so really think about getting right back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Perfect. Okay, so these were the 3 exercises which you just did. So next cardio exercise we're going to do is a punching. Okay, so depending on how much movement you've got in this hand, either you can have your arms here or you can hold your hands in this position. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some nice punching forward and back, or if you've got even partial movement, this is my non-affected arm, and affected arm goes a little bit forward. That's still okay. Do as much as you can. Okay, so we're going to do that for a minute. Ready, steady, go. Great. So keep going, and main important thing is you need to do it a little bit more quicker. If you can't do that, do it at your own pace. That's fine, but really thinking about eventually picking up that speed. Okay, great. So just do as much as you can going forward. If you want, if your hand is getting tired, you can always use your other hand to help you do the movement. And then once you feel I'm actually doing a little bit better, then you can always go back into what you were doing before. A little bit of movement, which really helps. If you've got care around you, they can always help you under the elbow. just to give you that extra push. Great. Keep going. We've got a few seconds left. Great. 10 more seconds. Come on. Great. Lovely. Perfect. And stop that. Brilliant. Fantastic, everyone. So now we're going to do 10 times of standing up and sitting down, okay? So let's go. 1 and sit down. Great. 2 and back down. Brilliant. 3 and again 4 and again 5. Good. Now the next 5, make sure you do hold something in front of you, okay? Great. 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Well done, everyone. That was good. Now the next set of exercises we're going to do in standing. But before we go into standing, if you want to catch up on a drink or have some water, please do that. It's quite hot nowadays, so make sure you keep yourself hydrated, okay? Brilliant. So let's get into standing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chair this way so you can still see me, and this is now my non-affected side, so I can hold this with my hand, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a few exercises just to do a little bit of warm-up in standing. So you take a step forward and then bring it back, okay? So take a step forward and bring it back. So I'm going to do that with both my legs 10 times each side, okay? So one nice and big step, then with your non-affected side, back again. So affected side and then non-affected side, okay? So that's 2. Really think about taking a big step if you can. 3, 4, great, and then 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Brilliant, fantastic. Now I'm holding a chair, but it doesn't mean that you have to hold your chair. You can even hold your frame in front of you or your quad stick on the side, whatever you feel comfortable and whatever you have been, you feel you want to use, okay? Great. Now the next one we're going to do is stepping backwards. Now this is a very important exercise because stepping back, people normally lose their balance. So make sure you've got nice support that you can hold on to. If you've got a support worker or a carer with you, make sure, or family member, they are near you when doing this exercise. So nice and big step back, and then big step back with the other leg, okay? So let's go. That's 1. Good. And then we're going to do 2. Great. That's 3. 4, 5. Make sure when you step back, your toes are pointing forward. That's 6. Keep going. 7, 8, and that's 9, and last one, 10. Perfect. Fantastic, everyone. Brilliant. So next one we're going to do is taking a side step, okay? So for this one, I'm just going to move the chair a little bit there, just so that I've got enough room on each side. If you're holding a frame in front of you, just maybe step back so that your foot is not going to go into the back of the frame, okay? So holding here and just taking a step sideways and then taking a step sideways, okay? So ready, steady, go. 1, great, and again 2, and again 3, then 4, 5, then 6, 8, 2 more after this, 9, and last one, 10. Great, fantastic, lovely. Okay, now next exercise we're going to do is you need to hold, make sure you hold properly with that. So even your other hand, you can put it on the table and you can hold there, okay? Just so that you're engaging your affected arm as well. So you hold something and we're going to do some squats, okay? So make sure the distance between your feet is nice and wide. So if you're holding a chair, it's the chair width apart or your or your shoulder width apart. If you're holding a frame, it's a little bit your distance of your frame, okay? So holding it there, and what we do is you go backwards as much as possible, and when you come up, really squeeze those bottom muscles nice and tall, look forward, chest up, okay? So we do that 10 times, so go down. 1, and really think about looking forward, chest upright. Then again down, 2, forward. Now, doing this exercise, I've seen that many a times people do this way, okay? And they lift their heels up and they do this way. This is not quite right. If you want to work on really these muscles, make sure you go backwards, and then when you come up, you really squeeze your bottom muscles. Good way of strengthening these muscles and even your knee muscles, okay? So make sure you imagine sitting in a chair which is right behind you, okay? So imagine you just perching your bottom on a chair and then you standing up again. So it's literally thinking about that, okay? So back and then up, forward. If you, again, your carers or family member can explain you this maybe, or they can just check how you're doing that and they can give you feedback on this exercise, okay? Great, so we're going to do 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great, fantastic. Okay, now after this we're going to do an upper body exercise. So what you do is you take a step back with your both hands, you hold the back of the chair. If you're holding a chair, make sure the chair is against a wall or something like that. If you are holding your Zimmer frame, make sure it's against the wall as well, or your carer or family member can make sure it's supported with their body weight, okay? Because when you do this exercise, you don't want it to push forward, because we're going to do some press up, okay? So standing quite far back in a slanting position, and what you do is you just bend both your elbows and then straighten up yourself, okay? We're going to do that 10 times, and ready, steady, go. So that's 1, and remember one thing, when you do this exercise, you bend your elbows, but also you bring your bottom forward, okay? That's 2, 3, so I've seen some people doing that as well. That is not quite right. You're still using your elbow and your wrist and shoulder, but you know, it's not being as effective. So make sure it's happening that way, where you use your these back muscles more. Great. That's 5. We're going to do 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect, brilliant. Okay, now you hold the chair again, and we're just going to do some marching on the spot, and we do that for 1 minute, okay? So ready, steady, and go. Lovely. Keep going. So if you want, you can, again, you can use your affected arm as well on the chair or the frame, and use other hand to put pressure with that, okay? Great. Keep going. We're going to do that for a few more seconds. Good. Good. Keep going. Lovely. And stop there. Brilliant. Fantastic. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a stepping forward and lunging forward, okay? So make sure you hold with your good arm nice and well, and just take a big step forward, bend both your knees, and then come back, okay? So, ready, steady, go. Step forward, bend both the knees, back 1. We're going to do both sides, okay? So this is only, we're going to do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other side. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure your toes are pointing forward when you do this. 9, and last one, 10. An important thing is both the knees are bending, okay? Now we're going to do 10 on with the other leg forward. Great. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Brilliant, fantastic everyone. Good. Just gonna get the plan a little bit. Brilliant, fantastic. Now the next few exercises we're going to do is you're against a wall. So I'm just gonna turn the camera a little bit. That's it, just around there, okay? So this one, what we're gonna do is you stand against a wall, you have your feet 20-25 centimeters away from the wall, and your hands can go on the wall. So basically your body weight is supported by the wall, okay? So it's a little bit safe for you, but if you do feel something, you still feel unsteady, you can have something nearby you or in front of you, or you can have like a furniture or something next to you, just so that you can hold on to that, okay? So what first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do some wall slides and then slide yourself up, okay? Now I've noticed that sometimes if your wall is not slippy enough, if it's got like that matte finish, it can be a little bit hard. So what you can do is, if you've got a door or something which is slightly more slippy, and you can use the door frame as well, okay? But I'm going to use that because mine is okay, and but you might want to use something else. So just be careful of that. And down, we're going to do this 10 times and back up. Good, that's 1, and again 2. So one of the things I've noticed is that sometimes when people do this exercise, they go forward and then they do this way, okay? Make sure your bottom and your upper back and your head is okay. You can just bring your head a little bit forward if you want to, but at least your upper back and your bottom are touching the wall, okay? When you go down and even when you come back up, okay? That's very important. So come on, go down and back up. Good, that's 3, down again. Your hands can be just next to you. 4, 5, and make sure you just do as much movement as you feel comfortable. Don't go too low, because sometimes it might be difficult for you to get up from that position, okay? So be very careful when you do this. 7, good, 3 more. 8, 9, and the last one, 10. Great. Okay, now you are still standing in the same position with your feet that much in front, and what you do is you hold your hands and we're going to lift the hand up 10 times, okay? So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Great. Okay. If you want, with this exercise, what you could have done is you could have holded a stick. If you've got a stick, you can just hold the stick and just lift the stick up and down, which is again great way of doing this exercise. But if your grip is not great, you can use your both arms to do this. Okay, brilliant, fantastic. So what we're going to do is in the last 5 minutes, we're going to try and do we will be doing some stretches. Okay, so in the cool down phase, make sure if you want to have a glass of drink or something, make sure you've got that around you or have that. Keep yourself nice and hydrated, and you hold both your hands, and what we do is lift the hands up as high as you can, and we're just going to stretch your chest muscles. Great, so just lift as high as you can. Brilliant. And then gently bring it down. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to lift the hand up again, and this time you're going to lean to one side. So again, if you're sitting in a chair without arm support, be careful and just do as much as you can. One of your carers or family member can stay on the side where you lean if you don't have good sitting balance. But if your sitting balance is good, you can try this, and back in the middle, and then lean to the other side. So nicely stretching these muscles again. Great. And bring it back. Fantastic. And bring your hands down, okay? Now, you hold your hands again, and what we do is we just bend forwards to try and touch the floor. Go as low as you can. The aim is to try and stretch your back muscles, and what you can do is you can look down behind as much as possible, so you get the nice stretch around your neck muscles. Okay, great. So just looking down as much as possible. Hold it for a few seconds there. Great. And now when we come up, what we're going to do is we're just going to roll those shoulders back, bringing those shoulder blades together from the back towards your spine. Great, and we're just going to do that a few times. Lovely. Great, nice way to work on that shoulder as well. Obviously sometimes your affected shoulder might not be moving that much, but it's really good to acknowledge that movement. Even you can do with your non-affected side, and do as much as possible. Even that little bit around the affected side will be very useful. Great. Okay, now we're going to do some stretches for your legs. Again, your family member can help you with this exercise, or depending on how much tightness or how much weakness you've got, you can try and use your hands as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to if this is my non-affected side, I'm going to bring that down, hook it around. If you want, your non-affected arm can hold your affected arm, and then you just lift that leg up as high as possible. Okay, now this is a good way of stretching your bottom muscles. But there's another way. What you can do is you can hold your hand, hold it that way, and then lift it up. Okay, so this is another way where you can do, or I've seen some people lifting it up and then they hug it inside with their non-affected arm. Okay, whatever works best for you, do it, and just hold the stretch for a few seconds. Great. Perfect. So we're going to hold for another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. And drop it down. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other leg. So again, depending on how you want to do it, I prefer generally this way because you can get a better stretch rather than having it inside. So if you can get it that way, that'll be great. Take your own time. Be a bit careful if you've got hip replacements done. Be very careful when you do this exercise, or probably avoid this stretch and move to the next one. Okay, great. Hold it there. You're going to hold for another 10 seconds. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, fantastic. Okay, now last exercise, last stretch we're going to do is You sit on the edge of the chair. Very important for this exercise to sit on the edge of the chair. And I'm just going to slide back. And what you do is you keep your one knee bent, straighten your other knee, and then you just slide your hands down as much as possible over your shin, stretching out your hamstrings. And if you can touch your toes, that's great. Pull your toes up to you. If you can't do that, just slide your hand down your shin. Touching the toes will also stretch your calf muscles, and you can pull it up. And stretching the calf muscles is important because if you've got, many people might have foot drop or might have very stiff ankle, so this might be good for them. Another thing what you can do is if you've got like a grabber or something like that, the back loop of the grabber is a little bit hard and it's like a loop. You can hook it around your foot and just pull it up, and that's a very good stretch for your calf muscles and even your hamstring, okay? But make sure you do lean forwards, because the more you lean forwards, the more stretch you feel in your hamstrings, okay? Great. Bring it back and do the same with the other leg. Great. Hold it there. If you don't have a grabber or anything like that, you can even hold a belt or a scarf. If you've got that, tie a knot, make a loop, put it around your ankle and just pull it with your non-affected arm and just pull it up towards your chest. So you get a nice stretch in your calf muscles, okay? This is a great exercise. I always teach my patients with stroke, and a really useful one. Brilliant. And bring it back. Fantastic, everyone. We'll finish here. So thanks very much for doing the class, and I hope you all enjoyed the class. I really enjoyed doing this class today, and I'm sure if Rihanna is off again, either I or someone else will cover the class, and I'll look forward to see you then. So take care till then.